Good morning, everybody. This is Travis Llewellyn with the Sun Belt Conference. Thank you for joining us today. As a reminder, this call is being recorded. At this time, we're now joined with the Commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference, Mr. Karl Benson. If you have a question for Commissioner Benson, please dial *1 on your phone. Again, it is *1 to ask questions. At this time, while we're waiting for questions in the queue, would you mind starting us off with the opening statement, Karl?
I sure will. Thanks, Travis, and good morning to everyone. And as always, appreciate your participation in these Monday morning calls. Hope they are beneficial to you. Just a couple of comments, kind of a snapshot of the first 3 weeks of the season. Again, as I've said before, it was important for the Sun Belt to follow up last year's best non-conference season in history with a similar type, and we certainly have done that thus far this season. We are 10-9 in non-conference games. We're the only one of the current non-PCS conferences, non-West Conference USA MAC, that have a winning record after 3 weeks, and the American Conference is at 12-12. So right now, again, the Sun Belt has gotten off to a very, very good start with a win against an SEC team, Western Kentucky over Kentucky, a win this past week over an ACC team. Louisiana Monroe over Wake, 3-0 record versus Conference USA thus far as well. So it's been a very, very good start. I would also like to point out that as we went into the 2013 season, a lot of interest and anxiety regarding the new targeting rule. And while there have been targeting fouls and ejections and instant replay overturns, the Sun Belt has yet to have a player violate the targeting rule. In 14 games by the Sun Belt in terms of both non-conference and now we've had two conference games, we've had 0 targeting fouls. So I applaud our coaches and what they have done during the off season to bring attention to this and to hopefully change the culture in terms of the hits to the head. So very, very pleased with that. I'll stop there, Travis, and entertain any questions.
Again, as a reminder to members of the media, it is *1 to ask questions. Again, if you'd like to ask a question of Commissioner Karl Benson, please dial *1. First questions come from Doug Robertson with the Atlanta Constitution-Journal. Please go ahead.
Hey, Karl, how you doing?
Good morning, Doug.
I was curious if you could give us any updates on any expansion efforts.
Absolutely, that has not been discussed. We will have meetings October 15th with Sun Belt CEOs and athletic directors. It will be on the agenda at that time, just from an update standpoint. But there's been absolutely no conversation, no work done since we had our meetings back in May.
And can I ask a follow-up?
Absolutely.
How do these wins against SEC and ACC teams, how do they help you when it comes time for bowl tie-ins and trying to secure more or get larger payouts, et cetera?
Well, yeah, I think that it just leads to the credibility of the conference. And we're in a period where the 5 conferences that I mentioned are all jockeying for position. And I think that we'll start this year establishing a performance-based assessment rather than, the past. And, there's that old financial services ad that performances are based on, on current and future and not on the past. And I think we're in the same position right now, is that the first 12 years of the Sun Belt up until last year, there wasn't an expectation, and the assumption was that the Sun Belt was at the bottom of the pie. And I think that last year we obviously outperformed some of our conference colleagues a year ago, and at this juncture we're in that position as well. It doesn't happen overnight to change perception of the media, to change perception of the general public. But last year was the start, and hopefully this year will help us to do that again. And as we again go into the new college football playoff system next year, that again the Sun Belt will be looked at in a more favorable manner.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Doug. And, Karl, that's all the questions we have for you today. We do appreciate your time.
very good. Back to you, Travis.
Thank you. Stand by. We'll place you on hold, and we'll have Trent Miles of Georgia State on shortly. Please stand by.